What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Now, before I get into the main topic of this video, I want to say something. I want to speak about something that I saw earlier. And I saw a video where a guy was clearly saying that Floyd Mayweather should put the money up for Jaron Boots Ennis and Terrence Crawford fight to make it happen. I guess Floyd made comments about the fight. It should happen or whatever, said something that the guys responded in a way of saying, instead of talking about it, do something about it. Okay. Then I saw a video where a guy was saying how, Terrence Crawford did this, he did that. He's talking about how Floyd didn't fight Errol Spence and all this. Okay. For one, these comparisons are so meaningless. Okay. We want to sit and talk about who didn't fight who. We could sit here and say, why didn't Tommy Morrison and Evander Holyfield ever fight? Why didn't Ike Ibeabuchi and Evander Holyfield ever fight? Why didn't Mike Tyson ever fight Riddick Bowe? Why didn't Tyson fight, David Tua or Ike Ibeabuchi or Tommy Morrison? Why didn't Sugar Ray Leonard ever fight Aaron Pryor? You understand what I mean? Why didn't Alexis Arguello ever fight, Sugar Ray Leonard? I mean, we could sit up here and go back and forth. Why didn't Manny Pacquiao ever fight Zab Judah? Why didn't Manny Pacquiao ever fight Vernon Forrest? We could sit here all day and we can pick, what fighters didn't fight what. And every time a fight doesn't happen, it's not necessarily because somebody's scared. But when these indications are coming, like when you see a clear indication of, okay, this person doesn't even have a reason to not fight this person. Okay, they start asking for the type of money that they just can't get. Now, let me make some points. In terms of Floyd Mayweather, this is one of the things that make me laugh when people try to make these comparisons with him and these other fighters. Floyd Mayweather took a lot of shit, a lot of low-paying fights, did what he had to do, and Floyd Mayweather didn't wait till he was 27, 28 to become champion. Floyd Mayweather was champion by the time he was 21. Okay? And he took the short end of the stick financially until he got to be in the position that he's in. He fought Oscar De La Hoya. He beat Oscar. He became the A side. Okay? Bottom line, from him going to HBO with this proposition, this business proposition of he wanted $200 million, and them saying that no, they don't see the value in it. No, not happening. He goes to Showtime. Showtime made it happen. Okay, Floyd's a businessman. These guys sit around. They don't fight. They win a particular fight, and then they feel like they don't have anything to prove. Let me wait it out. Okay. When Floyd did what he did, Floyd also planned his exit strategy. He knew what he wanted to do. He knew how long he wanted to fight, and his plans worked the way he wanted them to. Okay, Floyd didn't have to ask you, give me $25 million and we can make the fight. No, Floyd got what he was going to get. And once he became the A side, he remained the A side. Now, if you make in your next fight what you made in your previous fight, then it's obvious Terrence Crawford didn't make $25 million. Now, for him to say, give me $25 million and I'll fight Jaron Boots Ennis. First of all, man, Jaron Ennis and his team is not going to come up with no $25 million. So, and we know that's not going to happen. Get out of fanboy mode and snap into reality. To try to say Jaron Ennis is only calling Crawford's name as clout chasing, like, bro, it's been like 2 years. Who in the hell can Terrence Crawford fight at 147 that's more deserving than Jaron Ennis? You're the champion at 147, but you don't want to defend your belts at 147. Make that make sense. Now, the same way Terrence Crawford was focused on Canelo, Canelo showed no interest. He's not going to fight Terrence Crawford. Scratch Canelo name off. Terrence Crawford scratched Jermell Charlo's name off, and the Charlos, I don't know, they might be done. Because it's like every time they get a fight, lately they fight, then they don't fight for 2 years. Time is just, valuable time is just going by. And they're always getting into some shit outside of the ring. So I don't know what's going on with that. But he scratched him off. Now, Tim Tszyu, we know what happened with him with the cut and everything, so he lost the belt. And pretty much, Terrence Crawford is in a position right now, okay, where I told you guys, the only big name he might have available to him. Did I not tell you guys this shit? Did I not say Terrence Crawford might find himself in a position where Bud is like him and Errol Spence rematch is going to be the only thing on the table? Because, for one, even though Terrence Crawford is pound for pound probably the best fighter out there, one of, definitely top 5, whatever, definitely. Okay, let's put him at number 1. He's still not big. He's not a household name. He didn't become a superstar because he beat Errol Spence. It's just like Bevel beating Canelo. He didn't all of a sudden, bam, he's the new A-side to boxing. No, that's not what happened with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford got stripped. Look at how long Canelo's been holding these belts hostage. They done moved his date of he has to fight David Benavidez. What was they said, March? And all of a sudden, March comes, are they going to strip him? Then, well, he has until September. So, at the end of the day, they stripped Charlo. They stripped Crawford. So it goes to show you what I'm telling you. The value of his name is not what the fans try to make it. So when you sit here and talk about he fought Errol Spence, okay, let me tell you something. Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, those guys do not have the same level of popularity. They do not have that demand on their name like Mayweather had, like Pacquiao had, like Marquez and them had. Because this, you got to understand something. When you, Canelo, Anthony Joshua, Floyd Mayweather, they get what they get. Sugar Ray Leonard got what he got. It wasn't about, well, give me this and I'll fight you. So here's my thing. I like Terrence Crawford as a fighter. He get all the props in the world for me for his ability in that ring. But let's just be real. If Terrence Crawford is saying $25 million to fight Boots Ennis or no fight, okay, which is what he's saying. Well, the next person that he fight, is he going to get $25 million from that person, or is he just going to keep holding out, letting time go by, just keep getting older and not fighting? Because Jaron Ennis has his other belt. This would be for undisputed. Now he'd also be 2-time undisputed at 147. That doesn't seem to interest him, right? You can't sit here and blame Jaron Ennis because he's a fighter. He's not coming out the pocket, out his pocket with the damn money. Here's what I'm telling you. Why wouldn't Terrence Crawford, his team, reach out to Jaron's team, them reach out to each other and say, hey, listen, you see what the Saudis got going on, right? Okay, ain't no way in hell they wouldn't want us on that card. Let's reach out to them. Let's make this money happen. Let's go make this fight and make this money. Okay. Same way with Tank Davis. They made an offer, so they got interest in these guys. And this guy goes, they better have 2 Ferraris outside my house in my driveway or whatever to even get me to come over there. Okay, let's just say, for example, because you know if he fights Haney, anybody Tank fight at this point, Tank right now is the A side. So let's say they say, okay, Tank, 60-40 in your favor here in the States. Now let's just say, for example, he fights Haney. He gets like $20 million. Let's say Haney gets like $4 or $5 million. I'm just saying. Now, imagine the Saudis going, listen, we will pay you $35 million a piece. Why would Tank have a problem with that? You're about to make $10 million more than what you were making. Why would you have a problem with that? So you hear Leonard Ellerbe running his mouth talking about Tank is the A side. Nobody can make Tank an offer. Only Tank can make an offer. See, they're trying to make him the new Floyd Mayweather, but he's moving too slow. And at the age, he's already, 29, 30 years old now? At this age right now, and the way things are going in boxing, it's a different era. Tank is going to mess around and he's going to do the same thing. Have a crappy card, but he's the headliner on there. Do you really hear anybody talking about Tank Davis versus Frank Martin? Do you hear any real conversation about this? So Tank might mess around and have low pay-per-view numbers on this fight. We don't know. Would it be a sellout crowd? Almost whatever. Almost a sellout, full, half. We don't know. Nothing stays the same forever. So why wouldn't these guys reach out to the Saudis? Saudis already reached out to Tank. So it's obvious he just didn't want to fight Devin Haney. Bottom line. You'd rather fight Frank Martin than Devin Haney? Okay. Now, Terrence Crawford has the credentials to be on that Saudi card. Devin Haney, he has the credentials. Jaron Ennis, he has the skill set. Yes, no doubt he can be on that card. Let's say he got the credentials. We're not going to shortchange Jaron Boots Ennis either. The dude is a solid fighter. All of these guys. Bill Haney's all over the place. Okay, Bill is trying to make the best deals he can. I'm pretty sure Bill was like, hey man, yeah, we in. You got to reach out to Tank and see if he want to do it. Me and Devin is ready. Okay. So these guys are sitting here blaming, talking about what Floyd could do. Yeah, okay. Floyd could. But these guys, this is the point what I'm saying. All of these fucking people love to try to point the finger at Floyd could do this and Floyd could do that. Terrence Crawford isn't Floyd's fighter. Jaron Boots Ennis isn't Floyd's fighter. So because he gave his opinion on something, now all of a sudden Floyd should do this and should do no. These grown-ass men need to take control of their own careers. It goes to show you their promotional teams is not that wise, and not only that, they don't have the drawing power that they try to pretend, or should I say their fanboys try to pretend that they have. There's no way, with what the Saudis are, the platform that they're providing, a smart fighter is not thinking, hell yeah, we need to get on that card. I told you guys, I don't know if Crawford wants just one more fight, cash out and retire, or how many he want, but he's trying to do nothing but fight only the guys that are at the very top. He's not going to get that. You look at who's at 147. There's nobody at 147 that he needs to fight other than Boots Ennis. Nobody at 147 is going to give him $25 million. There's nobody. Nobody at 154 is going to give him $25 million. Nobody at 160 is going to give him $25 million. Nobody at 168 is going to give him $25 million. Nobody. If he fight on a Saudi card, he'll probably get that $25 million. He shouldn't have a problem if, let's say, if the rematch between him and Spence happened, and they said, fuck it, $35 million a piece for you guys. Why should it matter for him what Spence get? You're still getting way more than what we're going to get in the States. You understand what I mean? These guys need to just come to terms with this shit and lose the ego. I like Terrence Crawford as a fighter as much as the next guys as a fighter. But I'm not going to say and act like these guys can't take control of their own careers, man. Make wiser decisions. Get their team to make these things happen. Even hey, damn well, Turkey's not going to tell Terrence Crawford, nah, I don't want you in Boots. No, you don't think of course they want all those fights. So guys like Inoue, all these other guys, they can get on these cards if they want to. Believe that. They can make these fights happen. Now, with all this being said, Floyd is a go-getter. Floyd makes more money right now doing exhibitions than all of these fucking unified, undisputed. He goes out there and do exhibitions and still make more than these guys are making. And that guy took control of his career. You see, people, they bashed him out of hatred, out of envy, out of jealousy. Now, if these same guys could do the same thing Floyd did, you don't think they would? They don't have the business savvy. They don't have the mindset. They're sitting back, wanting to play A side, B side. Their money can't even compare to what Floyd was getting. Well, You put yourself in a situation to have the common sense to know nobody's willing to give me this money I'm asking for. Canelo don't want to fight me. At the same time, Crawford don't want to fight Benavidez or David Morrell. He don't want to fight those 168 pounders. He don't want to. And it's not just because he's not going to get the same money. He knows it's a risk. We just seen Jermell Charlo come up from 154. Now this dude coming from 147. People keep talking this shit about he can outbox Canelo and he can do it. Okay, whatever. That's fine. I don't care who you think will win. But let me explain something to you. Even talking about Errol Spence, when he was talking about fighting Canelo. Okay, let me explain this to you, man. I think Canelo knocks Errol Spence the fuck out. Because Errol Spence doesn't have the discipline to fight a smart fight, box, and keep sharp. He'll get baited into trying to bang with Canelo. Canelo hits way harder than Terence Crawford does. Let's not be stupid. So the same way Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence, I believe Canelo would knock Spence the fuck out. Bottom line, he'd hurt him, and I think he stops him. That all being said, here we go with the fucking, here's a guy at 147, another guy at 168. He doesn't have titles and no other division. So, the same way, Errol Spence, oh, he wants Fundora. Right? If Errol Spence, you can call that skipping the line. Why? Because Errol Spence's accomplishments was at 147, not 154. So if he gets that fight, yeah, he skipped the line. But the same thing also goes for Crawford, because Crawford, his accomplishments was not at 154 either. So he also be skipping the line. Let's not forget, okay, Errol Spence was told by Crawford, sorry, champ, sorry, buddy, you got to get to the back of the line. So all of the, he's ducking Crawford. How is he ducking the man? Look, I think through all of this time, to Crawford's credit, okay, Crawford probably felt like, look, man, and I know I was saying Crawford, he should ask this dude, look, you plan on fighting anytime soon or what? Because I'm standing still, waiting for you. What do you want to do? Because I need to fight, right? You didn't hear anything about any negotiations or nothing. All we kept hearing is about, he can't fight anybody else contractually. Then all of a sudden, you hear a different side of the story and hear, nah, Crawford could go fight. Okay, so what's the holdup then? What's the holdup? Because we heard Errol Spence exercise the rematch clause. It's obvious he didn't. He obviously didn't. Okay? And if he did, then change his mind, however it goes, why would you sit back and wait for that, right? So we know damn well the holdup is not Errol Spence now. So they say Errol Spence decided to not fight Crawford. He ducked Crawford. Okay, he already took an ass whooping. So he ducks him. He doesn't want to fight him. He doesn't feel whatever. But then he's telling him, nah, I don't do lines, champ. And why did Terence Crawford tell him to go to the back of the line? Because Spence wanted to fight, but he wanted at 154. Okay. Does Crawford have to give him his wish at 154? No. Same way, Boots and them don't have to give him $25 million. I don't even think they can come up with that money. Let's just be real. Now, let me get into what I really wanted to talk about. Case in point, everybody who wants a certain amount of money, you are at the top of the food chain in your career, you're at the top of the food chain in your respective weight class, and you already had a solid career on top of that. There's no way the Saudis are going to tell these guys no. Okay. The best fighting the best. This brings me to Deontay Wilder and Eddie Hearn. You see, for all of the years that you heard guys talking shit about Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, all the alphabet boys, I know a lot of us is like, now what happened that's making them say all of this, other than the fact that they're Brits and not Americans? What's the point? What's the beef about? Okay, hold up. All of this talk. Remember when Wilder fought Fury and he said it's us versus them, and I'm like, why? Okay, nah, we're not gonna make this no race war. This is about Fury versus Wilder. That's it. This got nothing to do with no it's America versus Deontay Wilder against Tyson Fury. Okay, don't get me wrong. As far as Americans cheering for Wilder, fine, whatever, because the Brits are going to cheer for Fury. Even though you got a lot of Brits that's like, man, I'm sick of Fury. Just like a lot of Americans are sick of Wilder. People in general sick of both of them. But my point is, Wilder was digging and trying to find something to hold on to motivate himself to go in there and fight. Because nothing he was saying was making sense. And I'm like, what did Fury say? Because I'm hearing all of this talk about what we gonna do when we go over there. This was the second fight, not the first one. First one, everything was all smiles and handshakes and their friends and all that. But it's like this fake beef came out of nowhere. And then after the second fight, we know what happened with Glovegate and all that stuff. But one thing I noticed about him was him and his fan base always had some issue with AJ. They never could just say, and it's nothing AJ did to nobody, it's just the point of he's the rival of Wilder. We see the threat, we don't want to admit it, let's take credit from him. Let's try to take credit from his whole resume. Right? Okay. Luis Ortiz is better than everybody on AJ's resume. Luis Ortiz destroyed Joseph Parker. AJ beat Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker beat Wilder. Wilder beat Luis Ortiz. Make that make sense, y'all. Okay. The hatred. The whole Eddie Hearn and AJ is some, man, they lied, man. They say one thing and do another. I'm telling you, man, they fake, man. They ain't who y'all think they are. I remember 7-8 Sports saying, AJ over there buck dancing for fucking Eddie Hearn, fucking cracker, over there buck dancing for the fucking white man. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. Wilder comes out and say Anthony Joshua is nothing but a puppet for Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is his master and all that. Yeah, all of this shit. So that brings me to this right here, right? You actually showed nothing but hatred on camera when AJ's not in front of you. Him and Eddie Hearn are some frauds, they fake, they're snakes, all this stuff, they liars. But you show like more of an anger towards AJ, who's never done nothing to you, than you did to Fury. All you did with Fury was talk shit about what you're going to do on camera, make these little weird videos, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, right? Now, all those things he did and said, remember, it was Fury and Wilder who tried to shut Anthony Joshua out. Now, the same guy that you label your friend, now all of a sudden he's your enemy, right? Isn't it funny how the tables turn? Oh, the PBC, they put the best matches on the PBC, this, the PBC that. You know what I'm saying? The people mad because PBC got all the black fighters and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And this and this and this and this and blah, blah, blah. And Matchroom is this and Matchroom is racist. So I wonder if these same people that was talking all that shit and claiming that Anthony Joshua is over here buck dancing for Eddie Hearn, what they got to say about Wilder now? Because Wilder's over here now buck dancing for Eddie Hearn. I don't understand how you're buck dancing for somebody because they're your damn manager. Oh, Eddie Hearn is keeping Anthony Joshua from fighting Wilder. I mean, all of these stupid things in Matchroom is all about the Brits. Yo, they racist as fuck. Fuck the motherfuckers over there. Yo, you know what I'm saying? All he got is AJ, and they just use him because, you know what I'm saying, black people, he gonna attract the black people, you know what I'm saying, even no matter where they from, because, you know what I'm saying, because he's black. Well, he's British, but you know what I'm saying. And I'm just sitting here like, wow. They talked about how there's no other black Brit that Eddie Hearn put this kind of time and investment. I mean, they just said a bunch of shit just for Deontay Wilder to sit here and say, hey, man, it's a blessing to be sitting here, part of Matchroom, you know, with the captain and all this stuff. And, you know, I feel good to be here. Wait a minute, man. I thought you said Eddie Hearn was Anthony Joshua's white master, his white zaddy, right? And now you over here praising him. But to say some slick shit like sometime in life, you know, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta You know, you do things you never thought you got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, partner up with your enemy and stuff like that, man. People that you don't like, you know, but you shaking his hand and smiling and see, that's what you do when people are not in front of you. But when they're in front of you, it's a whole different story. So now, a lot of people are like, yo, Wilder's a fucking sellout. Yo, he's a fucking hypocrite. Remember I said these guys come up with this fake beef nonsense, all this hatred, all this bullshit that they pull. But the truth of the matter is, in business, okay, your motherfucking enemies will surrender. All right? When their back is against the wall, when they're in a position where I need something that, you know, the platform I'm on, they're not giving me this shit. The company I'm with, they're not giving me these opportunities. Let me ask you something. Y'all see Leonard Ellaby? Y'all see anybody from the PBC, Al Heyman, whoever? Do you all see them over there on these Saudi cards? Do y'all see them showing up and putting their, you know, trying to get their fighters out there? No. You see Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren at every fucking event so far, and they have a partnership with them. Now, let me tell you something. If Deontay Wilder, now don't get me wrong, see, the thing is, unfortunately, it took him this long to understand he needs to do something different. His back's against the wall, and now he doesn't have people saying, hey, whichever meatball you want to fight, Deontay, go ahead. They're like, no, you're going to fight, but you're going to earn your keep here. Wilder, unfortunately, it took him this long, but fortunately, he gets it. He know he needs this. Now, still in all, you're going to have the minions make an excuse of an understanding for him. You can't sit here and call him AJ's white master, but all of a sudden now, guess what? He's Wilder's white master now, isn't he? And what's funny is they always said that shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is Shelly Finkel? Because he's not, he looks white to me. Yeah. I mean, they said the stupidest shit. And now Wilder is literally teaming with the so-called enemy. Well, he says he's not a sellout, right? Nah, I just bought it. Why did he feel the need to explain that? Yeah, now people are calling him sellout. They calling him a hypocrite. He talked all that shit. I've been telling you all this for years, man. Your words can come back to haunt you. He did all of this talking, yes. Now look at who he's with. Even if it's for one fight, look at who he's with. Let me explain this to y'all. AJ's hot right now. AJ's back. The possibility is still there that a guy can lose. Now, this fight basically was off simply because AJ won his fight and Wilder didn't win his. They don't want the same thing to happen. I promise you, if Wilder beats Zhang, and especially if he beats him impressively, go in and stop him, they're going to immediately make AJ versus Wilder. That's probably why Anthony Joshua isn't fighting on his next card. And they're saying that he plans on returning in September. If Wilder wins this fight, it's going to be Anthony Joshua and Wilder in September. They believe me, they're gonna put that fucking fight together, because what they don't want is for this fight to be jeopardized again. Because either one of them, you take the risk of losing, no matter who you fight. You can cherry pick, and the cherry pick can go wrong. Okay, so that fight they want to make happen, but Wilder has to win for this to happen. Okay, Wilder. Like when I say Wilder didn't want that smoke, that's why he didn't sign the contract, plain and simple. Yeah, but I told you he was going to take the fight. He mentally wasn't ready. Okay, I repeat, Wilder didn't want that smoke. Does it make a difference if it was mental or physical? He wasn't ready. That's the point. He still, listen to him talk. Every interview he's done in the past couple of days, he's mentioning he lost his love, his desire, and his passion for the sport of boxing because of so many other things. So why everybody hollering Bomb Squad and PBC? Wilder's over here unhappy. Okay? So, yeah. He wasn't confident. He's not confident now. He's sitting there talking about, listen at what Wilder is saying. He's telling you he lost his love, his passion, his desire for boxing due to a lot of things that happened. Okay, bad business. Now, he said all of that. Let's go back to the DAZN deal. Him and AJ could have been done this shit. His whole beef and Shelly Finkel's whole beef was DAZN would not tell Wilder and him how much AJ was going to make in the fight. Okay, what does it matter? What does it matter what they was paying AJ? You see, the ego, the bad business decisions. We want 50-50. We want whatever they paying AJ. Remember, though, because this is easily a $300 million fight. That was their words. Neither side was putting up the money, DAZN was. So what the hell do you care how much they're paying AJ? You're going to make way more than you've ever made. That man was set to make $120 million. Well, now you're in a position of when the Saudis said $50 million, right? It doesn't make a difference. They're paying you both the same amount. So they ain't worried about no A side, B side. They're putting up the money. Anthony Joshua said he was willing to pay Tyson Fury 50-50. So there's no excuses for the fight to not happen. So you see, it's different how guys move. You see, you hear them talk, you see what the mindset is. Wilder now is in a position he has to fight and win. Oh, he's done. I told you this, guys. He can't. I told you this. After he lost to Parker, and the fact that he didn't want the rematch, and then the fact that he hesitated, he didn't sign on contract with Zhang. Now he signed it. He knows he can't afford another loss. Tell me something. What did Wilder do to get his confidence back? Wasn't the whole point of him have a one or two tune-ups to get back on track? Did he do that? No. So what did he do? What's the ayahuasca? Huh? What did Wilder do that makes him confident that he's going to go in there and destroy Zhang? Nothing. He knows, like he said, this is his last chance. Wilder telling you he lost his passion, his desire, and all that. Should Zhang go in there and starch him, that's exactly what he's going to repeat to you guys. Well, it's like I told you guys. I mean, I tried, but the passion and desire is just not there. Therefore, guys will walk away going, see, Zhang just caught Wilder at the right time because his passion is gone. If he'd have fought him when he had his killer instinct and blah, 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 blah. The petty side of it. Wilder is no more confident now than he was the first time he declined that contract. Wilder just understands, if I'm going to lose, it makes more sense to lose in this fight. Why? Because I just might win the motherfucking fight. But if I go fight somebody else and lose, then it's definitely over. Okay, so I might as well take a shot. Now, I believe the guy wants to come there and try to win. But Wilder hasn't done anything. You think Wilder improved since the Parker fight? You think he's going to come in there and do anything different than what we normally seen him do? See, once again, Malik Scott opens his mouth and says something to the effect of they call him a big slow log or something like that. And I mean, I'm just looking at Malik Scott and I'm like, this guy just loves to talk and say things, and pretty much, in his own words, he let you know that he's depending on Wilder to win the same way Wilder won all his other fights. That's all. Now, for Wilder, he's going to see. He get beat by Zhang. It don't matter how many excuses he makes or his fanboys make for him. You're going to see. He's going to see the difference. And when people get upset with you, and now you're no longer fighting, because for Wilder, he's going to have to basically, he's going to drop considerably. And it's going to be to the type of shit where, like, okay, you just lost to Parker, now you lost to Zhang. 2 back-to-back losses. And once again, fighting against another top-level guy. What is Wilder going to do? Who is he going to beat? What is he going to, okay, then he tried Dillian White. And they're like, I mean, bottom line, it's like, no, we're not just going to keep handing this guy, no opportunities to try to, well, let's throw him favoritism, to throw him fights. He didn't want to fight Dillian White before. Remember, he told him, I'll freeze you out for 2 years. So what I'm saying, he knows. Ain't no you lose again, oh, let's just try to give him another lifeline. No, that's not what's happening. Now, in terms of outside of the Saudis, if somebody may say, okay, because I don't think nobody really want to see Dylan and Wilder. I mean, that's a fight that, I mean, Dylan looked bad. And the Saudis wanting to put the best fights on. So it's not just the names you put together, but if you look at Dylan's last performance and look at Wilder, it's just like, okay, nah. Zhang lost to Parker, but Zhang put up a better fight, and Zhang was winning that fight until he got tired. So you look at this is saying, all right, Wilder, because remember, Turkey was the one that said he didn't want Wilder to come back right away because he didn't like what he saw. And so he didn't want to put him on that card. Now, what has Wilder shown anybody that he's back or whatever, so to speak? Nothing. But he know he needs this opportunity because this is his last. You see how all of a sudden people say a lot of things, they talk a lot of trash, but they go silent when they have to eat crow. You like that Muslim. That's like that Muslim always talking about, assalamu alaikum, brother, alaikum salam, and yet you eating pork. You out here calling the white man the devil, but then you married to a white woman. You know, that's the kind of shit. It make me laugh when I hear certain things because I'm like, you see all that talk they was doing. My whole point when I was watching all these videos and listening to what these people were saying, 90%, I'd say like 97% of their fucking conversations wasn't even boxing. It was just hatred towards people, other people. Always talking shit about, you know, who's better than who and who's this and who's that, because they like that person. And nothing was really solid boxing-wise. It was just all biased bullshit. So you can't sit here and talk all this shit calling Anthony Joshua, who's a Brit, talking about he's buck dancing for Eddie Hearn, who's a Brit. Okay? Wilder's black, Finkel is white. AJ's black, Hearn is white. Huh? Same dude y'all said was AJ's white zaddy. Like I said, well now he's wild. Now he's Wilder's white zaddy. Because this is what I mean about how people do these things, and they talk and they say shit and they think you're gonna forget, but I don't forget. That's why when I bring this shit up, man, I listen to like people talk and I just observe it. I'm like, this isn't even like any real actual bad blood. This is just stupidity, man. So for Wilder, if he win this fight, he need to keep his focus. And you think Eddie Hearn want him to lose? Nah, Eddie Hearn want him to win because he want that AJ Wilder fight. He wants that fight. Because after AJ knock him the fuck out, then all the talk about who's better is put to rest. It's done. And pretty much, Wilder can ride off into the sunset with a huge payday. And his career done. And he did what he did. And then finally got the fight that he said everybody wanted to see him in. So, at the end of the day, yeah. Now, you look at Fury, you know where he falls in place. And I'm pretty damn sure Eddie Hearn want Fury to win because he know the amount of money that's going to be involved. He gets in there with Anthony Joshua and AJ put him to fucking rest. All right, whether it's one fight or two fights. Well, the possibility of AJ and Usyk rematches so AJ can get that revenge, that would be a fucking sweet way for Anthony Joshua to end his career. You understand what I'm saying? But one fight at a time. So if you look at everything going on right now, this is what I be talking about all this extra nonsense, all this he said, she said, and we don't like these motherfuckers, and they this and they that. And I'm like, damn, so Wilder says it's us versus them, and all these fanboy channels just jumped on that and start talking all this shit about us versus them. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck it's one thing for Fury, for one, like I said, man, for that man to be accused of what he was accused of, and you gonna see him and he yells bomb squad, you gonna slap your chest and smile at him and hug him and then make excuses as to why. Now all of a sudden, and this is a guy that you claim committed attempted murder against you in the ring. Not once, but all three fights, according to Wilder, all three fights, right? AJ's never done nothing to this dude. You get face to face, you talk all this shit about him, you get face to face with him and you want to smile, hold his hand and smile and hold his hand and smile. And then as soon as you get away from him and get on in front of a camera, you talking shit again. And now you're partnering up with him. And I don't think it really set in with people like that. I think that they just looking at it like, okay, yeah, he's fighting Zhang, but it's like, do y'all not see where he is and how he got here? And how the very motherfucking people that he claimed was such snakes and frauds, why would you trust snakes and frauds? So he didn't wave that little white flag, and yo, now I need Eddie. Now you see them smiling, all partnered up, shaking hands, and then it's like, yeah, I'm not mad at the shit. It just makes me laugh, man, because I'm like, you see how people are? Like I said, your enemies, okay? When it comes to business, your enemies will surrender. But try to, be slick about it. Like I said, sometimes you got to work with people that you don't like. Okay, well, whatever, man. At the end of the day, bro, this is something that either he's going to win or he's going to lose. We don't know. We just got to wait to see what happens in the fight. But this is something that he should have done a long time ago. See, everybody was talking this shit about how AJ got to come to America, which he came and made his American debut. We know what situation that happened and everything, but bottom line is, like, it's about making this money, right? It's about making history. It's about legacy. I don't care about all that shit. I just care about the fight itself. Let them deal with all the personals. I'm not, no, whatever. But you look at it and you think, at what point in any one person's career don't you start to think, I need to do something different? Because I know I'm not going to be able to do this forever. Now, if Deontay Wilder, Terrence Crawford, any of these guys could change, any of them could change places with Floyd, you don't think they would? They don't know how to go and take control of their careers. Floyd did, and he does, and he's doing that. They don't. Floyd even, and the thing was, Floyd even offered to give, train with Wilder and give him pointers. No, Wilder doesn't believe that anything applies to him other than his blessing and his curse in his right hand. So here we are now. Don't expect anything different from Wilder, man. Wilder is going to do what Wilder's going to do. But my whole thing with this whole situation, when I look at it, man, is like, I just think that sometimes people really, they don't pay attention to what's really important. They look at, like I said, this they're in fanboy mode. And instead of just looking at things realistically and for what they are, they start going into all of this person, this person, that, blah, 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 whatever. And when you really look at it, what is boxing supposed to be, people? Entertainment for the observer and a job for the ones participating. And that's all you're supposed to be doing. Let's fight. Let's go out here and give the people their money's worth. And hey, let's go put it down. Let's make it happen. No, this whole thing is like, let's give every excuse to not make it happen. Let's give every excuse to not make it happen. And our fanboys will take our sides. You know what I told you guys when I said, guys like Evander Holyfield and George Foreman, for example, Manny Pacquiao, you don't see them walk around cursing and swearing, and but you see like the Ryan Garcias of the world and the Wilders of the world. I got to get back to him in a minute. You see the little situation with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. So, do you ever see Anthony Joshua like verbally attack people and start talking shit? Nah, he'll react, or you can get under his skin, and he'll he like when people try to play tough or try to be disrespectful in the way, he'll it's times he'll you can get under his skin and he'll but my point is, you don't hear him, yeah bitch, suck my dick bitch, yeah, right? And I'm watching Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, And he walks up. I couldn't really hear what Devin was saying to him. But all I hear coming out of Ryan Garcia's mouth is, "Where your mama, bitch? Where your mom, bitch? Where your mom, bitch? Where your mama, bitch? Where your mama?" And I'm just like, 2 weeks ago, this motherfucker was sitting on a video crying. "I'm just trying to give everybody the love in my heart that Jesus they gave me. And I'm trying to help the kids, and I ain't trying to stop my..." And all this goofy shit. All this love, and I love God, and now this is how men and women of God carry themselves and talk now. And you're the one always talking about God. You're the one always bringing up Jesus. And he's just sitting up here, "Where your mama, bitch? Where your mama?" And I'm looking like, wow. So this is what it's come to. All of this shit he's doing, he got mushed. Then he does this little growl up in the air and all. And I'm like, yeah, he's scared, man. He's doing all of this little bravado, trying to, act psychotic and trying to act gangster. Ryan Garcia is soft as fucking cotton, bro. It's nothing but an act. He needs the psych job. Okay. All of that shit he's saying and doing is not going to save him in the ring. He's talking about God and Jesus 1 minute. He's crying 1 minute. Then he's asking them, "Will your mama, bitch?" Cursing and swearing and all of this stuff. My point. I mean, you don't see, like I said, Pacquiao and them Holyfield, they didn't need to do this. They didn't see George Foreman, they didn't feel the need to do all of that shit. For what? For what? You come in to fight, that's all. And if that's the type of psych job you need, you're scared. Deontay Wilder is back to talking about he want a body on his record, and he liked the fact that the Saudis, see, they want that Wilder that want the body on his record. They want the wild Wilder. No, they don't want the talking Wilder. See, that's the thing. They don't want the talking. I tell you what, if you go in there and fight Zhang the way you fought Parker, there will be a body on your record, your own. Straight up, your own. So all of that, the old Wilder is back. And bro, your last fight was with Parker. You got toasted. You haven't been in the ring with anybody to build up any type of confidence in nothing. Expect to see the same Wilder. I don't necessarily mean the one that went in there and ran from Parker. I don't know what we're going to see in terms of if he's going to run or if he's going to stand there and fight. Whatever he chooses to do. But bottom line, what I'm saying, it's going to be the same old Wilder. And like I said, either what he has is going to be enough for him to win or it's not. We'll see fight night. But you see all of that talk, all that crazy, all that trying to act psychotic, all that. But then in the same breath, you start talking about how you lost your passion and love. It makes no sense. You know how people in movies back in the day, I remember some movie I seen, and this guy ordered like enough food, big fat dude ordered like enough food for like 12 people, and then like, "I have a Diet Coke, please." You understand what I mean? Like, oh yeah, that's the balance maker right there. That's the balance, the Diet Coke, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what Wilder's doing. 1 minute, he lost his hunger, his passion for the sport, and he keeps bringing it up. Nobody's asking him. He keeps bringing this shit up. Now, all of a sudden, the old Wilder's back. It's talk, y'all. It's talk. So, like I said, these guys are going to go in the ring. They're going to bring what they have that night. And the result is going to be the result. And I've been telling you guys, I got to the point, I don't even care if Wilder and AJ fight. It's like, I mean, if it happens, okay, cool, yeah, all right, good. But it's not like if it don't happen, I'm going to be, damn, man. No, it's not personal with me. And I just got sick and, I just got like bored and outgrew the whole constantly them two being compared and then all these years and then, it's like, all right, whatever, man. If it comes to them fighting, then hey, then it happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Do we want to see the fight? Like I said, in terms of, okay, let's just put all the talk to rest. I don't see it being a competitive fight. I really don't. I'm going to leave it at that. But bottom line is, when you watch what's going on right now, and you hear all of this talking and hollering bomb squad, and, I'm trying to give you the old image back. Cut my hair and all that, but yeah, the same Wilder. I'm still, no, I don't care how loud you can yell bomb squad. It's not about You telling people you want a body on your record. I mean, what makes him a better fighter right now? The ayahuasca. He learned how long to stay in the cryo chamber and get out on time. Like, what makes him a better fighter? We've seen nothing. So, as far as I'm concerned, like I said, we got to go by what we're saying. Like, going by what we're saying in the Parker fight, for Wilder's sake, we don't want to see that Wilder show back up. You got to come way better than that. Bottom line, we're going to see what he has when he fights Zane. And, you know, for one, like when he made the comment about he don't want to hear his team and tell him how good he look and all that. Okay, you also. Now, if you could just set these fanboy channels straight and stop letting them put bullshit in your head, because you are a grown-ass man, but stop letting them put the bullshit in your head, talking about how, you know, remember, 1 or 2 tune-up fights, man, you know, you be right back to who you was, man, nobody better touch you, and all that. Yeah, I know. It all sounds good and sound that easy. But look, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren had the common sense to work together. It's more profitable for everybody. Wilder finally had the sense to understand he needed to do something different. And it's not about just, you know, fighting on the Saudi cards. He needs to win. But isn't it funny how out of everybody, out of all these promotions, everybody, he ends up signing this deal, like I said, even if it's for one fight or whatever, but he winds up signing this deal with Eddie Hearn. The enemy, right? Just saying, y'all. And like I said, it's not his diehard minions that's calling him sellouts. Nah. But it's a lot of people that believed in him, that was talking shit for him on his behalf. And like I said, no matter what Wilder does, people make excuses, right? And this isn't about, yo, let's get at Wilder just to get at him. No. I said what I said, and I know what I feel based on what I see. But what I'm saying to you, you see how unnecessary all that bullshit is, don't you? All of that talking just for you to be sitting side by side praising Eddie Hearn, who was a snake, a liar. Yo, they make up shit, they're fake. Now you see how things go. And I'm just interested that, well, I'm really not interested. To be honest with you, I'm not. Let me take that back. No, I'm really not interested. I was about to say I'm really interested to see what like 7-8 Sports got to say to Deontay Wilder for, you know, jumping ship. But I'm really not interested, because people are going to be who they are. I'm really not. It just makes me laugh though, because if Eddie, let me tell you something. If Eddie Hearn was Wilder's manager and not AJ's, and say AJ was with Shelly Finkel, do you think Shelly Finkel would be giving? You think he'd be giving Wilder the edge over AJ? No. Do you think Eddie Hearn would be giving AJ the edge over Wilder? No. And vice versa. So on, okay? Just imagine if Anthony Joshua left Matchroom and ended up with the PBC. What you think 7-8 and all these alphabet boys would be saying? Huh? Yo, this dude ain't even from he from the UK and he came to sign with the PBC. They go to show you, yo, Matchroom shady as fuck, yo. They racist as fuck over there. And, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about black fighters. You know what I'm saying? You know, anytime somebody come from the UK and they leave Matchroom to come over here to be with, you know what I'm saying, a company that, you know what I'm saying, you got Al Heyman, a black man, most powerful, you know what I'm saying, promoter in boxing, all this shit. I could just imagine all the shit they'd be saying. But they're quiet as a fucking mouse. None of them are talking about what the fact that Deontay Wilder is sitting here teaming up with Matchroom. Now, you can't fucking call one black man a fucking buck dancing slave because he's affiliated with these motherfuckers, and all of a sudden, somehow, the same person doing the accusing and the name calling is over there with the same fucking team. See, Eddie Hearn knows he want to make this fight happen, and he knows what has to happen. But we're going to see if Wilder got it in him. It's simple, y'all. But yeah, I just wanted to put this shit out here, man, because what the Saudis are offering, man, is like, you got to be a fool to not want to be a part of that. You know, you can't. You really just, you can't. There's no way you can look at this and not think, like, logically, like, bro, we're going to make more money on fighting over here in Saudi Arabia than we would anywhere else. And on top of that, we are part of a great card. People will be looking forward to seeing us more often. Let's force the states anywhere else to up the ante. You know, these guys asking for money that they're not going to get. So if that's going to make you hold off, well, you got no excuse then. Hit the Saudis. Make it happen. But listen, let's say this on Wilder's behalf. It's about time that he start doing things differently, but Wilder still is trying to cash out. Wilder's 38, and he's constantly bringing up acting. He seriously want to go into acting. That's the career. Wilder's not trying to stick around too much longer, man. Even to say years ago he wants to fight until he's 40, still, things change. So for him to want this acting career, that's fine. That's all fine. But it's what I'm telling you, Wilder's not trying to have no 3-4 fights a year. He always was saying that shit. Every year he said the same thing. I want to fight at least 3-4 times a year, but he's not going to do that shit. He's never done it. He hasn't been doing that. He's not going to start doing it now. So when you hear him say that, listen to what I'm saying. The old Wilder wouldn't be talking about acting or anything outside of knocking somebody out. So just talking all this, I want a body on my record, all that goofy shit, is immature, it's stupid, and he might wind up, like I said, the body on his record might be him. He might RIP in the ring, you know what I'm saying? So all that stupid shit, just talking, and then, he's just trying to sell the fight. Yeah, right. All of that doesn't mean anything. So, you don't hear Zane talking to Zane. Nobody has to do all of that to hype themselves up when you're confident in what you can do. Somebody said Mike Tyson used to talk crazy shit too. Yeah, he did. And Mike Tyson was a bully, and that's what bullies do. Try to intimidate you, talking crazy, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I want to eat his kids, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to eat his heart, I want to eat his kids. All praises to Allah, and all that goofy shit. And Lennox Lewis fucked him up too. So it's what I'm saying. All of that talk about I want to do this, I'm gonna do that. Okay, yeah, whatever, man. He pretended he had a beef with Holyfield. Was making up shit. And come on, bro. We look. It's business, but it's stupid to me. It's childish. Is my point. People thought, like what I said. Look at the press conference with AJ and Ngannou. People made it sound like AJ and Ngannou was gonna go in the middle of the ring, pull out a fold-out table, sit and have some tea and some crumpets, and fucking sit there and have a good old conversation and a little light sparring session. Did AJ look like he held back on Ngannou? Ngannou didn't hold back. He just got fucked up. But did AJ go in there and pit-pat? No. He stretched him. That's my point. So only those who talk that shit is because they need it. They need it. Anyway, just my thoughts, man, on what I see. And yeah, man, we gonna see how things go. We're gonna see how things go. And the funny thing about it is when you look at who's been on this card already and you look at who hasn't been on this card, it makes you think, why are more people not reaching out to the Saudis, man? And if that was happening, the Saudis would make it known because they want people to understand we got something real going on. This ain't no flavor of the month type thing. We want to keep this going. We want these guys to get on these cards. So once again, we know Tank turned it down. And people, oh man, everybody talk about the Saudis. We don't need the Saudis. No, you don't need the Saudis. No, you don't need them. No, you'll just keep fighting whoever you want, and you'll make your money regardless. But like I said, you'll headline a weak ass card, and pretty much that's what they're complacent with. The PBC got the Amazon Prime deal, but that's not going to put more asses in seats. That doesn't. There's no guarantee like the numbers are going to just go skyrocket or whatever. You got to understand, boxing is not what it was. So to put it on other platforms, I get it. I get what they're doing, but PBC still wants to keep it PBC. They want to do everything in-house, and that's not healthy for the sport. Now, if the Saudis was to try to form like an actual league and get fighters like where they're under contract with them or something. Who knows? My whole thing is we don't want to see anything happen that's going to cause the system that they're working to be faulty, and then you don't get the best fighting the best anymore. Just keep things going. And like I said, if these people that keep running around here bitching about money and how much money that they want and they can't get that money, yet here's a platform that you'll get that money. You just need to show up. And, so it makes you really think, how bad do these fighters want it? I don't care how much you like the fighter. You got to be real, man. You got to be real. Nobody in their right damn mind walking around asking for $25 million from some people that they know is not going to be able to put that kind of money up. And then all of a sudden you're going to end up taking a fight and you're not going to get $25 million and it's going to be less of a fighter. That just makes no sense. And when you put yourself in that position where, man, you narrow down who's available, none of these guys outside of Canelo, they're not going to put no $25 million up. Tank turned it down. He could already fought Devin Haney or been gearing up for that to be, So, hey, Devin's out here fighting Ryan. Devin done fought Lomachenko. Devin's out here. He done fought Regis Prograis. He's out here, and his dad is doing a great job with him. Plain and simple. Well, all these other guys y'all talking about, they're not doing much of shit. Okay? They're not doing much of shit. You got Riley out here crying for a rematch with Pitbull now. Oh, Pitbull's scared. Pitbull scared of what? He fucked you up, man. Scared of what? Saudis don't want Riley Romero on their card. I know they don't want him. And that's one thing. You got people that just talk and talk. Remember all the, Riley's so funny. And I'm like, man, the dude didn't improve as a fighter. Riley's not that good, man. Riley is just a guy that has power. And that's all he relies on, his power, just like Tank told him. I said, but you're going to see. And that's my point. When you fight competition and you're not... See, this is what happens. When the fighter goes, you know what? I could beat him. Yeah, you know what? I feel... Yeah. See, that's the thing. They want to fight fighters that they feel is going to give them the easier, more of a chance to win. They feel like, I can beat this guy. He underestimated Tank because of his smaller size. Now, that's all. But you see what I'm saying in the difference of skills. Now, look at the position that he's in. Clowning, running his mouth, coming at the little chihuahua, pending on his chain, showing his little dog, and that's it. More focused on the clown shit instead of really enhancing his skills. So every fighter's not going to make that Saudi card, but so many of them have a chance to, because they got the profile. They just need the fight, the opponents, and that's my whole thing. Even with Canelo. Now, 25 million is not close to 100 million, okay? 75 million short, we get it. But for Canelo to ask for that ridiculous number is because he know nobody's going to give him that. He knows nobody's going to give him that. That was his way of, like, I don't want to hear nothing about Benavidez no more. No. Unless you're willing to give me $100 million, no. Floyd got his $200 million from Showtime for a deal. See, Canelo don't have what Floyd has either. You understand what I'm saying? What makes more sense to you? A guy retires on top of the sport and can still make the same amount of damn money doing exhibitions versus a guy who's holding a fucking division hostage and telling you, I do what I want, I earned the right to fight who I want. He's letting you know, yeah, I know I'm bullshitting around, yeah. Right? I don't want to fight Mexicans because I'm Mexican and I represent Mexico, but you're fighting a Mexican to avoid another Mexican. That's all this is. And this is my whole thing with all the favoritism and all the, but I like him as a fighter, so I got to make excuses for him. I don't like him, so I'll tell the truth about him. That's what these people do. Canelo, he got his excuses. And look, like I said, Terrence Crawford, out of everything Terrence Crawford did in his career, the biggest thing he's going to be known for is beating Errol Spence. What he's doing right now and being inactive, even if he's in the gym training, keeping, sharp, and trying to stay in the best shape he can, he's letting valuable time go by for no reason. And I say no reason because I believe strongly, like I told you, it's the money. He want to cash out. He want to get the biggest paydays he can, but he's not going to get that no damn 25. Who the fuck is going to give Terrence Crawford $25 million? Like I said, he got stripped, so you know he ain't as important as people try to make him sound. Even with his accomplishments, no, he's not. Just like Jermell Charlo, they stripped him. Who ain't been stripped yet? Tyson Fury, motherfucker ain't even have a mandatory. Canelo Alvarez. So no, they pale in comparison with them. They don't get the favoritism. You see what I'm saying? So him understanding that Terrence Crawford should be one of the four. The Saudis got it going on like that. Okay, cool. I'm on the next card. Yeah, me and Jerron Boots Ennis, let's make it happen. See, Jerron Ennis could get smart and say, you know what, fuck this, pop. Let's try to get on one of these Saudi cards, man. Let's get a solid name opponent and try, because you got to think, man. Anybody who sit back as a fighter and you watch other fighters fall in traps, you've watched them make bad business decisions, wouldn't that make you go, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. No, I see what happened to him. I'm gonna take a different direction. But hey, man, you can lead a fucking horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. And that's what's happening with these people. You got the opportunity and you're not taking it. So we see what happens, man. And look, man, at the end of the day, it's business. So like I said, all this talk, Fury and his family talk all this shit. And all of a sudden you see his father over there showing nothing but respect and admiration to Anthony Joshua. And I told you, man, all of this fake beef, all this hatred, it's just not necessary, man. And you know what? The fights don't need it, but it's not like the fights are actually happening. That's the thing. They do all this talking and show so much bitterness, but no fight. Shakur Stevenson, all these guys to be trying to get on these Saudi cards. This is what I'm saying to you. Like, just think. Shakur Stevenson says he want to fight Tank, right? After he gave all that bullshit about retiring, I told y'all some stupid motherfuckers if y'all really think this motherfucker's retiring. Motherfucker had a 2-month retirement, right? Hey, yeah, right. Why Shakur Stevenson ain't thinking, you know what, man? Look at this guy, Matthias, for example. Now, everybody now all of a sudden boogeyman, right? Even though he doesn't want to fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney is not a draw, blah, blah, blah. Just think, I could fight this guy, Matthias, on a Saudi card. Let my people get with his people. Let's try to make this shit. I want to talk to him myself personally. Let's try to get on this. Let's try to get on the Saudi card. Tank done turned this shit down. Now, guess what's going to happen? Your stock goes up, right? Now, remember, you making your next fight what you made in your last fight, right? Okay. So, if Shakur can go over there and get more money, let's say if he got $10 million, that means when he negotiate with anybody else, it's like, man, I made $10 million my last fight. Plain and simple. Don't come to me no 5 point nothing, 7 point, no, $10 million. That's the least, $10 million, right? And if these motherfuckers don't want to fight, my thing is, okay, I'm fighting, I'm winning my fights, and I'm making my name grow out there, right? While these fighters are sitting here holding on to a reputation of shit that they did 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but they're not doing nothing special now. See, I be thinking like that. Put myself in a position where it's a demand for us. You understand what I'm saying to you? Tank turning that money down with some sucker shit. Like Wilder turned down that 120 back in the day from the zone with some sucker shit. All this other shit that people are saying and doing, and they start crying, I never had the opportunities. And we know damn well you can't cry about not having no opportunities when we done watched you sit and turn fighters down. But now, like I said, when you know that saying, all the faces that you shit on and see and shit on and laughing on your way up, when you fall from grace, you're going to see them same faces on the way down. And that's the position that Deontay is in. You see what I'm saying? Zhang got a late start, man. Zhang got notoriety after he beat Joe Joyce. And remember, he was supposed to be a sacrificial lamb to Joe Joyce because nobody thought he had it in him to beat Joe Joyce. The juggernaut eventually is going to walk through him, blah, 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 this and that. No. Zhang wasn't having that shit. So Zhang hasn't been on anybody's radar for like a long amount of time. The way how Wilder and AJ and Fury, all their names linked up, and Dillian White. So for Zhang, it's like he needs this win just as much as Wilder does. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, because Zhang has shown to be durable and battle tested, somebody may call him out just for the sake of saying, okay, he got respect on his name, and be one of them fights where all of a sudden it backfires and Zhang wind up winning again. So you just never know, man, you know. And so there is some intrigue behind all this shit. The intrigue behind the Wilder and Zhang fight is because Zhang did what he did against Joyce, who beat Parker. You see, and so Parker beats Wilder, and it's like, okay, we both lost to Parker. We both need this. And I think, like, as far as most people would probably want Wilder to win this fight so we can get him versus AJ. So even for people that don't, if they don't care for Wilder, they want him to win so that fight can actually happen. So Wilder has that pressure on him of going in there. Depends on how you look at it, you know. But he got that pressure on him of knowing, man, this is like my last chance, and it came out of his own mouth. It's funny, when I said that some months ago that Wilder's about to fade away if he don't take the Zhang fight, because he needs a big win, not the typical I'm a knockout a C-class guy. The bronze bomber Deontay Wilder is better. No, he's doing the same shit he always does. We need to see him do this against the top level guys. So when I say, if I remember those videos I made, right? Wilder is going to fade away and he's done if he doesn't take. What did I say? If he does not take the Zhang fight and he ends up fighting lesser opponents, because he's not going to fight two guys. It's not like Wilder's going to fight now, then 3 months from later he's fighting. No, Wilder takes long times in between his fights. So what does this do? Meanwhile, AJ and all these guys are staying consistent, right? So what does this do? He fade away. So isn't it ironic that he just ends up taking this fight? And who's the one suggested tune-up fights? 7-8 Sports. On the phone with him. So for Wilder to end up going, nah, fuck that, I need this Zhang fight, I have to take it. And I believe he probably was talked into it, meaning like somebody really broke down Wilder. You ain't got a leg to stand on, bro. You lose again, it's over. So now when Wilder says, hey man, this right here might be my last chance, man, my last dance, like, you know, so I gotta win this fight. I need this. Now Aries says before that Wilder's gonna fade away if he don't take this fight. So who the fuck don't know what they're talking about? Huh? See how y'all quick to, you know, I don't know where we went wrong and fucked up as a society where people can't understand logic, truth, and reason, which is what I aspire to fucking prove and put out there, not bullshit. But the same people that want to run to the defense of these fighters, the fighters themselves say the same shit that I say about them. They may just word it different. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, I'm on my way to Taco Bell. Hey, I'll be at Taco Bell real soon. I'm telling you the same shit, right? Bottom line. So when I'm telling you this shit, it's only common sense, yo. And people are not going to sit back and just wait hand and foot on Wilder or any other fighter. Wilder, though, everybody's not going to do it. Some people will. Everybody's not. The Saudis is not doing this, but because they want that AJ Wilder fight, it's like, nah, you know what? Yeah, Wilder ends up taking this fight. And let me tell you something. It probably was Eddie Hearn that reached out to him and was able to get to him. And, hey, you know? Now just think. Look at the position he's in right now. He's working with the same exact guy that he said, 50 million, right? Take it or leave it. No negotiations, no nothing. Now, what if Eddie Hearn would have did the same shit to him? Well, you just signed this contract. We're not going to negotiate nothing. Okay, so now, basically, who was being childish? The DAZN offer, that didn't happen. Nobody tried to make him do something that he didn't want to do. No, they just didn't tell him how much they was paying AJ. That wasn't his fucking business. That's all. But they told him 50 million, take it or leave it. Ain't it funny how that same number, 50 million, that's what he would have made if he'd fought Anthony Joshua, win, lose, or draw? And so now you look at it and it's like, the same guys you did dirty, now you working for them. You sitting there working with them, and yeah, exactly. You are a guest in the landlord's house right now. Ain't that some shit? Because if you beat Zhang, the landlord gonna evict you when y'all fight. It's just funny, man, how things just switch around though. But yeah, you know, hey man, look, it's business. Just keep this shit business. These guys are grown ass men. They need to learn how to just stop all this fake beef shit. Make the fights happen, y'all. Look, when I start recording this video, it's light out. Then got dark while I'm sitting here talking to y'all. Anyway, I'm about to close this video, y'all. But I wanted to get this out. Probably gonna be the last video I do tonight anyway. So I wanted to make sure I got this out to y'all. But hey, look, man, salute to Wilder, man. All right, I like Zhang as a fighter, but I'm telling y'all, like I'm, you know, I know how shit happens, so I ain't one of these people crossing my fingers for nothing. But yeah, I'm like this, Wilder. You need to go in there and stand on business. Knock Zhang out if you can. Find it in you. Be smart. Knock this man out so you don't let that opportunity slip from you. And go in there and secure this fight with AJ so y'all can go in there and make that fucking fight happen. Now, you know what you up against. You know that this is your last chance. You said it out of your own mouth. So this is the time where I don't expect you to come in there and do things that you're not used to doing. But do what you normally do and just be on your toes. Don't be predictable. Wear Zhang out, make him get tired, keep that jab going, upstairs, downstairs. Don't be there to just take unnecessary shots. You understand what I'm saying? And just keep that jab popping. Now, is this shit gonna work? I don't know. But I'm telling you, you know how you've always won the fights. By being patient, laying back, jab, 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 right hand. You will occasionally go to the body, shit like that. Hopefully Malik Scott can give you the right information in the corners. Hopefully you got the confidence that you can put it together. Because here's the reality. If you do lose the fight, it's done. The harsh thing is, in defeat, you're going to notice a shift and a change. And a lot of these people that you thought were supporting you, oh no, you're going to always have your minions that's going to go to their grave with the excuses. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying you're going to see how many people was on the hype train of Wilder going, we think Wilder was overrated. Because if you think about it, and you can't say anything about age because Zhang is 2 years older than you. So they're going to say that kind of shit. And they're going to talk about how when you stepped up in competition, you lost. Now, I made this, brought awareness to this. I brought awareness to that on my channel because that's just the facts. Okay? And I don't bite my fucking tongue for nobody. So I'm saying, yeah, when Wilder steps up in competition, you're going to see he's going to lose. It's no coincidence, man. So my thing is, you got to stick to what works for you, because what you're not used to doing, you're just not used to doing. You just got to go in there, keep your cool, keep your composure, keep it basic, and just do what you do. Should you lose the fight, hey, you went in there, you tried, and you didn't get it done. And it just goes like that. It's not the end of the world. You said you want to go into acting. Well, then you can go into acting and you ain't got to worry about that itch of trying to make it, you know, one more run. It's done. But that's just the way it is, and that's really all I can say. May the best man win, you know. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, anyway, talk to me in the comment section, y'all. And remember, all that talk about AJ Buck dancing for his white daddy. Now look who's coming to dinner. And it ain't Sidney Poitier. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.